This week's episode is brought to you by Capital Financial Advisory Group for all your retirement needs.
Broadcasting from coast to coast, it's the Financial Safari with your host, Coach Pete D'Arruda. You'll hear from some of the nation's top financial professionals. So stick around and find out how to make it through the jungle of the financial world, right here on the Financial Safari.
Welcome to the Financial Safari. It's the show about getting your money right and making sure you have the retirement of your dreams. Here with Coach Pete and Alan Reeves, consumer advocate Bruce Rosenblum here with you as well. Guys, how are we doing today?
Yeah, it's a good day. It's always a good day because we're here.
Always.
Because we're alive.
It is a great day.
Day above ground, it's a blessed day.
And many of you know that feeling. You wake up, sometimes you wake up and you have a bad day. You think, you start to say, why am I having a bad day? You start to think about the things that are giving you that bad mood. And they're very small in comparison to life. Mm-hmm. So enjoy what we have. And that's what we're here for, to help you have, well, the life of your dreams, but more importantly, the retirement of your dreams, doing the right thing with your money. And if you do the right thing with your money, life's a whole lot easier. And you don't have to, today's theme, we're going to talk about, you don't have to have $1 million portfolio to have $1 million lifestyle in retirement. There are some ways, using the proper financial tools, to give you income for your whole life and your spouse's whole life with minimal amount of money to give you a maximum amount of income. Alan, it's amazing what we can do with showing folks a written plan with a written income plan. You know, a written financial plan shows you, hey, here's my bills, here's my money coming in, and then let's cancel each other out, and here's our leftover money. But a written income plan shows you how much income you're going to have all the way through life. When you reach retirement, you flip an income switch, and income starts coming. And the way we design plans, you have other streams of income if you need more, because things like taxes and inflation appear in a retirement. Now, I've been talking about inflation for 32 years. I've been in the financial arena for 32 years, and I've been talking to my clients about inflation, and they've been laughing at me the last, until the last 4 or 5 years. They were laughed at me for about 15 years. Coach, we don't need to worry about inflation. I said we should always worry about inflation because it's always here.
Always. Always.
And so it's a financial termite, just like fees and risk and commissions. It's slowly, and then in the last couple of years, fastly, eating away at your portfolio value from the inside out. In other words, you still have, let's say, have $1 million in your portfolio.
Okay.
All right, it's $1 million. But and $1 million went a long way, let's say, in 2015.
It did.
And so then we fast forward to, let's say, 7 years to 2022, that same $1 million doesn't go as far. So even though you have the same amount of money, it doesn't seem like it's much. So it's a financial mirage or illusion, that $1 million. But if you have a proper income plan set up that has additional streams of income available to you when you need them, to activate them, and once you activate them, they're here for life. So now you've increased your income. We have strategies and tools that will do that for you. And we're independent financial advisors. We're a fiduciary firm. So we find out what you need, and then we go out in that orchard of financial products and strategies, and we harvest what's right for you. Alan, this makes a lot of sense, because a lot of people think that all financial planners are the same.
They're totally different, Pete. Totally different. And we do focus on GPI plan, growth, protection, and income.
Lifetime income, very important.
That's the key right there, lifetime.
Yeah, because that does take the worry out of living in retirement if you're not worried about spending money today, because you know more money's coming in tomorrow, and it will never stop.
True.
You know, if you have a job, you have to worry about the boss not being happy with you, or your company having layoffs and all that, and then your income stops. In retirement, your income is your job, and your income will be there forever. So it's a forever job that you don't have to work. Your money's doing the work, and it's giving you the benefit being the income it gives you every single year. So if you're curious about that, all you have to do is call the number you see on the screen. I've written a book. I've written a lot of books. I've written 8 books. I've co-written 8 others. I've got a book with Kathy Ireland coming out this year, by the way.
Very cool.
Remember her on Sports Illustrated?
Absolutely.
She's a very aggressive and successful businesswoman, too, not just a swimsuit model. So she doesn't want to be known as a swimsuit model anymore. It's like Marissa Tomei, when I had her on my show, she said, I don't want to talk anything about Seinfeld.
Nothing.
Remember Marissa Tomei?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, indeed. She was in Spider-Man recently. Still looks great in Spider-Man. Yes.
And so it's just making sure that we do the right thing for us and our family. And so we spend a lot of time every day customizing plans for people just like you. And we've had this question, Alan. We talked about this the other day. Somebody said, Coach, I only have $400,000, and we probably don't qualify to meet with you guys. My promise has always been, I grew up in a middle-class family, low middle class, right? So we were always thankful when people would help us, even though we didn't qualify for help many times. And of course, my dad was a college professor. He was getting his PhD, and once he got his PhD, we turned to the higher middle class because Dad was getting paid well and at good universities that paid well, and Mom was a school teacher. She didn't get paid well. She worked hard, but at least we had double income as a family. But there was a way that we could survive on one paycheck with Dad's, but now we had two with Mom. But when you get to retirement, you have no paychecks coming in. The paychecks have to come from you. So we have that personal pension plans we design, and that's right. Why I got the designation Retirement Income Certified Professional, RICP, from the American College, because it trains advisors who are pretty smart already, but it trains those advisors how to make sure that their clients have income for the rest of their lives. And so if you're not dealing with a Retirement Income Certified Professional and you're getting ready to retire or in retirement, it's almost like going to a mechanic and getting surgery done. We specialize in income. So if you need income in retirement, wouldn't you want to see someone who's been trained to give you that income and knows what's out there? Of course, we hear the stockbroker talk, and of course we manage risk as well. We are a risk and safety firm, but we do safety first. Bruce, safety is paramount. I mean, when you go to a job site, construction site, you have to put a hard hat on.
That's it.
So our safety first strategies do not require you to ever put a hard hat on for your financial products and strategies, because they'll never lose money. If you're going to a construction site and something could fall on you, you need that hard hat. Nothing ever falls in our plan except for checks coming into your plan. They fall into your account every single year. So if you're curious about how much money you could qualify for to get as an income for life that you never have to worry about, it's so amazing to not have to worry about income when all your other peers are having to turn the TV on and see how the stock market's doing to see if they still have their income they thought.
That's it.
They do.
And that's what I want, Coach. I want that peace of mind, especially later on.
Yeah, when the weatherman tells you, let's say you have a picnic scheduled on Saturday, and the weatherman tells you it's going to be a 10% chance of rain. You keep that picnic on, right? Because you have a 90% chance of success.
Right.
All your friends will show up. Maybe you don't have enough room in your house. You don't want everybody in your house. So you want to keep them outside. So if it rains, everybody has to come inside. But in the financial world, the Wall Street model says you have about a 91% chance of surviving all the way through retirement if you use the Wall Street model. So you have about a 9% chance of failure. Now, again, using the cookout analogy, if you had a 9% chance of rain, you still go outside.
Right.
But if your advisor is telling you anything but 100% chance of success, you're in the wrong place. Because we can guarantee 100% chance of success, or a probability of success. It will happen because we don't put your money at risk that you're going to need for the rest of your life. Alan? I can't really say it much more than that. I mean, it really does put you in control of retirement and takes the worry out of living in retirement if you have a true income plan. Coach, when do I need to get this income plan? I'm 55 years old. Now, we are in that financial red zone, which starts about age 52 and all the way through retirement. That means you're getting close to retirement, and that is the time you don't want to lose what you've already accumulated. You know, you see these football games a lot of times. The team drives right down the field. They're in that red zone, they call it, which is the 20-yard line into the end zone. And for some reason, the coach decides to have the quarterback do something real stupid and throw a pass that gets intercepted, or the running back fumbles and the other team goes the other way. So you fumbled your chance. You can't afford to fumble your retirement. And that's what we're here for, to make sure to give you strategies that give you those safe alternatives to what Wall Street is constantly pushing, because their advisors get paid by a percentage of amount of money they have of yours at risk. So if they can keep you all at risk, they get paid a lot of money. If you decide to come over to Coach Pete and put some of that money at safety, they're going to lose some of their income. They're not going to be happy. They're going to tell you everything they can to get you not to do that. Is it good for you? No. It's good for them to keep you there. But what's good for you is having your own plan that has a 0% chance of failure. If you'd like a zero plan, which is a good, zero is your hero, zero chance of failure, and have an income that you can understand and put you in control of retirement, all you have to do is give a call to the number you see on the screen. Bruce, can't really say much more than that. You also get my new book, The Big Book on Retirement, when you call, and we'll be right back after this. Folks, just like a perfect pass, your retirement plan needs precision and strategy. In the Big Book on Retirement, I lay out the game plan for your successful future. From the kickoff to the final whistle, the Big Book on Retirement covers every strategy you need for a winning retirement. I break it down like a football play, making it easy for you to understand and execute my strategies. The Big Book on Retirement is your playbook to success. Get your copy of the Big Book on Retirement today and start planning your victory party with me by your side all the way through retirement. folks, Coach Pete here with Marty Hensley. We're joining you here from the Money Desk. Got a little special report on the financial red zone, how important it is to make sure you identify what it is. And every family's different, Marty, when we talk about the red zone. You want to give a quick definition to the folks what the red zone is?
Basically, we talked about the financial red zone, how important that is to understand what that is. Typically, that's about 10 years or less to retirement. And then when you get in that financial red zone, your goals change, your objectives change. Your whole philosophy toward investing money needs to change and be, it needs to evolve where, when you're 10 years or less to retirement, your goals and objectives are much different than you were when you were in the accumulation phase back in your 30s and 40s.
Yeah, we need to, number one, reduce financial risk as we get close to the red zone or in. And like I always say, once you're in the red zone, you're never out, but we can show you how to make sure you never have any problems in the red zone. I mean, when we get close to a city, you're approaching the city limits, and you go around the city like this, you're never out of the city limits, but you're always circling it. Same with the red zone. So reducing risk, very important as we get close to that red zone, correct?
That is a discussion we have with our viewers, our listeners, almost every single day, is when you get in that financial red zone, a big conversation point is risk tolerance.
Yeah.
That risk tolerance has to be adjusted because as you're at or approaching retirement, you need to be more and more risk averse, and we're not. You get in retirement, and that's not the time to use the Las Vegas term, to roll the dice. That's not the time to do that. So, one of the things we talk about at great length is reducing that risk and seeing and identifying what your risk tolerance is, and we want to have a plan that's hand in glove with whatever that risk tolerance that you tell us. Where you're comfortable, and that's what's important.
Well, today, as we tape this webinar, this introduction to webinar, it is August 5th, 2024. And right when we came in the studio, the market Dow was down 900 points. So how many calls have we got today from folks that are worried? None, right?
Zero.
Because our clients know that they are taken care of. We don't have all their money that they're going to need for retirement tied to risk. Matter of fact, most of the money we have for retirement is not tied to risk. It's in safe places that guarantee lifetime income. How important is that when we get close to the red zone to make sure we have an income plan or two or three that aren't tied to the stock market?
I would be diminishing the fact if I said that's crucially important because it's not, we talk about sequencing of returns and how important that is. And so imagine last week, we've seen the last few days just been unbelievably volatile.
Yep.
What happens if you said, I'm going to retire this week, and my first paycheck coming out of my retirement plan just happens to be on the day that the market's down 600 points? That's going to cause some animosity.
Yeah, and the market's going to go up and down every single day the rest of our lives.
Right.
But the secret is not to depend on the market for your return, and to make sure your retirement is safe, because the market can go up and down all around. So get some money, isolate it, eliminate the market risk, and make sure you turn on that lifetime income switch. Now, one other thing when we talk about the red zone is managing our health care risks in the future, getting a long-term care policy, getting med-sup policies correctly. What would you tell people that are curious about the medical aspects of retirement?
Yeah, any of our listeners, any of our viewers on all the different outlets that we use, I mean, those are exactly the financial part, investing the money, that certainly is probably the most important part. But we want to talk about some of those other things. We want to have a Social Security claiming strategy. We want to have that put together. We want to be sure your health insurance is in check. We're going to hold your hand when you get there in your mid-60s and getting signed up for Medicare, Part A, Part B. We want to be sure you're in the right plan there. We want to see if you have a long-term care policy. Is that one of the best policies that you can own? We want to look at your life insurance. Do I have a life insurance policy that makes sense for my situation? And when I'm in that retirement red zone, that life insurance may or may not be as big a deal as it was maybe back when I had a huge mortgage and I wanted my family taken care of in case something were to happen.
Yeah, the financial red zone, big thing. Age-appropriate investing we talk about there too, making sure that we aren't at too much risk when we get in that financial red zone. Making arrangements. Now, I have the Little Green Book of Life. It's a bestseller. It's a 100 pages interactive book where we can write in some of our aspects of our life, where our safety deposit boxes are. If we have a life insurance policy, does that life insurance policy offer long-term care? Many times you might not even need a long-term care policy if you have the right life insurance policy. We're going to talk about that, how to make sure that you get the right coach for the time of your life you're in. We're going to do a webinar on this and many more topics, folks. And so we got the link on the screen to sign up for that webinar. Very informative. You're going to have a lot of take-home material too. And anyone who does attend the webinar, we're going to send a copy of my brand new book. It's 316 pages. the big book on retirement. What are your opinions on that big book on retirement?
And I'd say I've read it twice. I think it's a fantastic tool for folks that are at or approaching that financial red zone. And even more important to that, I think it'd be important to read it even if you're not in the zone, so to speak, before as you're approaching retirement, maybe 15 years out from retirement.
Right. So the financial red zone, folks, it's something to address. We're all going to be there. It's better than the alternative of not living that long. But if you're within retirement, you're in that financial red zone. If you're in retirement, you're in that financial red zone. If you're 50 or older, you really need to check out this webinar. There's the link on your screen. We'll see you over there on the webinar. Marty Hensley, Coach Pete, see you next time. Let me compare a couple of different options that are available to you right now besides fixed index annuities. You can compare this to your current 401k. Well, the 401k is great. It's done a great job of building your money up. The problem is it doesn't do a great job of helping you distribute that money to yourself over your lifetime. You can take a lump sum from your 401k, but you can't take lifetime income in there in a structured way because they don't offer that. And there's no guarantee that you won't run out of money. So 401k, good at building, bad at distributing. That's why we can roll that money tax-free into our very own fixed indexed annuity strategy with lifetime income. We call it a growth protection income account. Your money will grow, it'll lock that growth in, it'll protect that growth, and then it'll give you an income you can never outlive in the future. So that's why it grows, it protects that growth, it gives you lifetime income you can never outlive. Now, let's look at other annuities. We've got the variable annuity out there. A lot of brokerages sell the variable annuity. Now, I really mean that word sell too, because I have been licensed to offer variable annuities for over 30 years. I have not offered a single one to a client because none of them made sense. So these have to be sold, not bought. In other words, you need a salesperson to make it look real good so you can get into it, then wonder what you got into. I don't advise variable annuities. Some people like them, I don't like them. I don't like the way you could lose your money, your principal could be gone, and what good is it to have a retirement plan if your retirement plan's not there when you need it the most? Fixed annuities. Fixed annuities are great. They give you a standard amount of interest for a standard amount of time, sort of like a CD in the bank. It's not going to give you that growth potential you have in the fixed indexed annuity. Keep in mind, fixed indexed annuity, you're not going to get rich, you're not going to get poor. If you want market results, you are in the market. But the problem with market results, they go up and they go down. So if you want to eliminate the downside, there's no better option than a fixed indexed annuity. Over time, it will outperform a fixed annuity because the fixed annuity doesn't give you that upside potential that the fixed index does. But both of those, fixed and fixed index, give you the downside protection where you can never lose the money you put in due to market losses. Very, very important to understand everything that's out there in the world, especially the annuity world. Immediate annuity, you may have heard that before. It's also called an income annuity. That's when you give the insurance company a lump sum and they immediately start giving you an income. Now, this income can either be for life or it can be for a term certain. In other words, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, and then it evaporates, it's gone because all the money's gone. So lifetime annuities, income annuities, fixed indexed annuities all make a lot of sense if we're trying to protect our money, have a great retirement, and not worried about what's happened in the market every single day. So to recap, it's important to look at where you are right now, have that diversification where you have some money in risk, some money in safety, but safe doesn't have to be boring. Money in a fixed indexed annuity can give you upside potential while making sure you have no downside and give you lifetime income you can never outlive. Now, the important thing about the lifetime income is that let's say you start taking lifetime income from this fixed indexed annuity and you live 30 years, you're still getting income, but the balance has gone down to zero. The last 7 years, the balance has been zero, but you still get income. You will never outlive your income in a fixed indexed annuity, even if your balance goes to zero. Now, let's say you pass away. Your spouse continues to get that same income for the rest of his or her life. Let's say you both pass away too soon. Whatever you put in goes to your next of kin. You've already assigned who's the chain of command, who's going to get that money when you're not here. So you never lose your money if done right. So make sure you're in the proper fixed indexed annuity. There's a lot of them out there. You may not be in the right one. Get an annuity review as soon as possible. Coach Pete here. We'll see you next time.
Go to yourmoneydesk.com. We have a treasure trove of resources on the site where you can explore concepts like this and just get to know your own retirement a little bit better as you head into it.
One other site is retirementhelpcenter.com.
Yes,
we'll put them on the screen here, retirementhelpcenter.com. videos, we try to keep them 4 minutes or less.
We do.
Because attention spans these days are about 4 minutes or less. And so, but they explain about anything you could ever thought of. We've done them on like everything from crypto to safe money to risk money to retirement income.
Both of these sites now have multiple calculators on them, so be sure to head over to yourmoneydesk.com.
retirementhealthcenter.com.
Welcome back to the Financial Safari with Coach Pete and Alan Reeves. Consumer advocate Bruce Rosenblum here with you as well. Coach, you know, Al Pacino dropped a book a little while ago. I want to talk about that real quick because he had a quote in there. Now, he went through some money issues, as we know. He's recovering from those now, but he has a quote in there.
Right.
And this one stands out to me. He said, I was making $10 million, but that was really more like 4.5 after it's all said and done. And it seems like people, they're making less than they think they are.
Yeah. Well, what book? First of all, when you said Al Pacino, I had to go through my phone because I've got a picture in here. But what book were you? What book were you talking about? Sonny Boy, or is that the?
That's it, Sonny Boy, right there.
You see that picture right there? That's the official movie hat too. Sorry, folks, you can't see that, but look, he autographed the inside of the book. Now, I'm doing a movie with Al Pacino, and it's called Lear Rex. Lear, as in Shakespeare kind of movie, King Lear. And but it's the director, Barry Navidi, told me when I was there too. I understood it. He said, "Coach, this isn't one of those fancy hooty-faluty, hidey-tidy kind of, what do you call that, Broadway kind of ones." He said, this is a movie that everyone's going to like because they've mixed some comedy in there with some drama, and so it's like fighters and all that kind of
It was
stuff.
Shakespeare.
Yeah, when I was there, it was amazing. It was amazing on the shoot, and Coach liked it when Coach Pete, that's me. I liked it because they had the food truck that was available all day long there. So I love the snack.
Craft services.
Oh man, they spoiled the Hollywood people.
Yeah.
I met some great actors. I met Al. I met Peter Dinklage, the little guy.
Oh yeah.
Really good guy. So this movie will be out in September of 2025 as we speak now, and that's if everything goes right. It's going to be an international release. I'm an executive producer of that movie, and I'm also in a revenue share model of it. So we wanted to do very good.
Definitely.
And, but Al is a great guy. He's 84 years old, believe it or not. So the reason why I wanted to do this project, number one, is I wanted to meet some of these famous people there and talk to them. And they're all the same. I mean, talking to these Hollywood folks, they have the same concerns we do. They were asking me financial questions, right? So and so hypothetically. And they didn't want to act like it was them, but they said, yeah, I've got a friend, or my sister, you know, that kind of thing. I know they were talking about themselves.
Right.
But it's just about making sure that you understand exactly where your money is. And that's what I told them. And so I mailed them a big box of my new book, the big book on retirement.
Fantastic.
And I autographed them, and so Al sent me one back.
Very cool.
Hey, I love that.
But anyway, yeah, so he said that, what did he say, $10 million doesn't feel like as much money anymore? Is that what he's saying?
That's right. He's saying, well, he was making so much, but because of the inflation and everything else, and he also mentioned paying $400,000 for a lawn care service, and he didn't even realize it. So he was losing money to financial termites, and he was unaware. That's the problem. A lot of these people, they're making a lot, but they're unaware of where the money is going.
Well, we have a high net worth division, a private wealth division, and we deal with some athletes. And athletes are the ones that you hear about all the time with these gigantic contracts. And they don't like me at the beginning. They like me later on. But what I say is, look, you can't blow all this money because I use some case studies. Mike Tyson is a good example. He bought six BMWs at a time, and he went broke. There's so many people, and then they don't pay their tax bill. So what I tell my athletes, and anyone who inherits money, like lottery winners, that kind of thing, is let's take half the money. Let's say you win, I don't know, let's say $50 million. Let's take $25 million of that, and let's put it away for retirement. Let's give you an income for retirement you never have to worry about. Let's build streams. Let's build 5 or 6 streams of income that you can activate when you want. And until you activate them, they continue to grow, by the way. So, and then they never shrink. These are unshrinkable asset classes that always grow or stay the same and give you income for life. That puts you in control of retirement. But then let's go ahead and blow the rest of it if you want. That's what I tell them. And guess what? Just like my daughter, when I told her she could do what she wanted to do, she doesn't want to do it. If you tell them they can't do it, what are they going to do? They want to do it.
Sure.
So anyway, they end up, I said, go have a good time at least. Go to Vegas for a couple weeks and blow some money.
Right, you want to have that fun.
Yeah,
right?
and I think the most I've ever seen somebody blow is about 10%.
Okay.
Because once they start blowing it, and now they can't say, well, it's not fun when everyone's telling you you can do it. And so they don't want to do it. And then they see this retirement value grow, and they say, well, how can I put more of my money in this retirement account?
Sure.
And how can I activate some of these streams before retirement? We can do that too. So retirement's not a prison. Retirement should be the fantasy world that everybody dreams about. But when you get there, you need to be able to do what you always dreamed about doing.
Right. It seems
what
like
do you think about retirement?
You shouldn't get so caught up in saving that you forget that you need to have fun in your golden years. That's the bottom line. Plan for your dreams. Plan to live out those dreams. And with that peace of mind and the lifetime income, you can live out those dreams.
Well, what are your retirement dreams?
Oh, I just want to be happy, Coach. That's the bottom line.
Who doesn't, right? And that's a good find. What's happy? What makes you happy?
It's health.
Yeah,
health is big for me, Coach, because as you know, I'm out there running every morning.
You're talking about running.
I ran this morning. It was cold. It was very cold this morning, 20 degrees out here outside the studio. But I want to maintain that longevity. Yeah. So being able to move, being able to be active, that's what I want to be in retirement.
Longevity of life, and Alan, longevity of money.
Yes.
You want your money to outlive you. I know we don't ever want to die, but you want to make sure your money's still there. And the way we structure plans is that it's lifetime for you, income. And then if you have a spouse, when you pass away, your spouse continues to get that same income.
That's it.
And then when your spouse passes away, whatever's left there goes to your kids or grandkids or churches or charities, whoever you assign. So you're still in control even though you're not here. The old financial products, when you passed away, the money went to the financial institution. They kept it.
They kept it.
As a fiduciary planning firm, we've never authorized that, by the way.
No.
And be careful about something called annuitization. If you have an annuity, now annuities are good in a lot of cases.
Absolutely.
You know, there's some bad ones, some good ones. But usually what makes an annuity bad is the person behind the annuity, the person who sold it to you. They talk you into something called annuitization, which gives you streams of income, but when you die, the insurance company keeps the money. We call it a annuicide, so we don't recommend annuicide, and so we never recommended annuitization. So that's what gives some annuities a bad name. Another topic that gives annuities a bad name is something called a variable annuity. You put the money in, the money can go up and down, and you could lose money, and there's a lot of financial termites, risk, fees, and commissions in there. So fixed or fixed indexed annuities usually are a good fit. They're like fixed annuities, like a CD at the bank. You put in a certain amount of money, it gives you a certain amount of interest for a certain time period. Let's say a 5-year annuity at 5%. Tax deferred, you don't have to pay tax on the interest. Pretty good. You do eventually, you're going to have to pay the piper, but when you're building interest, you ought to pay. And then we have a fixed indexed annuity that lets you share in some market index on the upside, but if the market goes down, you don't lose money. Your money locks in every time it goes up. And so that puts you in more control. And anyone who's really had an annuity that's the right fit has never said anything bad about annuities. So be careful what you read on Google. Google is not your friend when it comes to financial planning. Google is not a financial planner, by the way. And AI is not either. So you really need to have somebody face-to-face. And Alan, you do a great job in our Greenville office, by the way, in our Wilmington office. And so you can see an advisor face-to-face. You have somebody who you have a personal contact with. They can be your personal banker, so to speak, all the way through all the different life stages. And so if you'd like something like that, you see the number on your screen. Folks, no cost, no obligation. We've seen others charge over $1,000 to put together a retirement plan. We're going to give you a written retirement plan. More importantly, we're going to give you a one-page cheat sheet, like it's a Cliff Note sheet, showing you everything that we're designing and shows you all the income streams all on one sheet. You guys watching, you should want this too. And if you've never had a true income plan designed in your financial plan, you don't have a retirement plan. A financial plan without income is not a retirement plan. You have to have an income stream, or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5. Tom Hegna, a guy I know out in Iowa, he has 11 different income streams.
Wow.
Dr. David Campbell from the Wharton School of Business. The Wharton School of Business professor had on my show. He had 14 streams of income when he retired. Now, unfortunately, he passed away because of leukemia, but now his wife has those 14 streams. So there you go. If you'd like your own streams of income, if you like your own peace of mind plan, others are charging over $1,000 for this. We're going to do it at no cost or obligation for you, as long as you have $200,000 dedicated to retirement. Call the number you see on your screen. Look forward to seeing you as soon as possible.